the operating leverage helps in having dramatic impact on the profits and the profitability. That is what we are understanding with the help of this case study. So this is the present scenario. What is the present scenario? Present scenario is that the company has a capacity of 4 million tons of steel, and currently it is producing and selling 2 million tons of steel. Selling price is already given in the case study. It is $500 per ton. The variable cost is also given in the case study, and that is $220 per ton. So given the selling price of $500 per ton and the total quantity sold of 2 million, what is going to be my sales? My sales is going to be 2 million into 500. So that is going to be my sale, which is $1,000 million is going to be my sale in this given case. How much is going to be my variable cost? So likewise, I am producing and selling 2 million tons of steel, and my variable cost is $220 per ton, and therefore the variable cost that I am going to incur is $440 million. And therefore I will be earning a total contribution of $1,000 million minus $440 million. So I am going to earn a contribution of $560 million per ton. It has been given in the case study that the fixed cost is $500 million. So I'm just writing that figure here. And so my contribution is $560 million. My fixed cost is $500 million. And that means the profit that I'm earning from this scenario, it is $60 million is the profit that I'm earning. And my capacity is 2 million that I'm using. So the profit per unit that I am earning today is $30 per ton of steel. This is the scenario that you have in front of you. Now this company is getting a new order, and that order is for 0.5 million tons of steel. So what is going to happen is the increased sale is going to be 2.5 million ton, isn't it? So it's given 2 million ton पहले ही प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं और 0.5 मिलियन का नया ऑर्डर है. सो नया क्वांटिटी जो होगा, जो बनाएंगे, इट इज गोइंग टू बी 2.5 मिलियन डॉलर्स टन. सेलिंग प्राइस में कोई चेंज नहीं है और वेरिएबल कॉस्ट में भी कोई, सेलिंग प्राइस में भी कोई चेंज नहीं है, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट में भी कोई चेंज नहीं है. सो आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू कीप देम एज इट इज हियर. नाउ इफ दैट बी द केस, what is going to be my new sales? My new sales is going to be $1250 million. What is going to be my new variable cost? My new variable cost is going to be $550 million dollars is going to be my total variable cost. What is going to be my contribution? My contribution is going to be the $700 million. Okay, and my fixed cost is how much? My fixed cost is same as it was earlier, and therefore my fixed cost is going to be $500 million. And what is going to be my operating profit? My operating profit is going to be is $200 million. And if my operating profit is $200 million and the quantity that I am producing is 2.5 million tons, what is going to be my profit per ton of steel that I produce? $80 per ton. Now friends, look at the screen very carefully. Have we increased the selling price? Answer is no. Have we reduced the variable cost? Answer is no. Have we reduced the fixed cost? Answer is no. Have we increased the profit? Answer is yes. So we have increased the profit per unit. I am not talking about the total profit. Total profit is increasing because you are increasing production. So the total profit is increasing from $60 million to $200 million. I can understand, because you are increasing production. That is why your profit is increasing. But what you should note, that the profit per unit, which was $30 per ton of steel, is now becoming $80 per ton of steel. And how have we achieved? Without increasing the selling price, without reducing the variable cost, and without reducing the fixed cost. And friends, it doesn't stop here. It still goes further, and that is what is operating leverage is all about. So let us look at how much is the increase in my sales. increase in my sales, it is now 1250, and earlier it was 250. Earlier it was 1000. So there is an increase of $250 million in my sales on account of this new order. How much is the increase in my profit? Increase in my profit is now it is 200. Earlier it was 60, and therefore my increase in the profit is of $140 million. Now, in terms of increase, how much is the increase in terms of times? So my sales has increased 250 divided by 1000. So my sales has increased 0.25 times. My sales has increased, isn't it? So पहले मेरा sales $1000 million था और अब मेरा sale $1250 million हो गया. तो my sales has increased by $250 million in terms of times. My sales has increased by 0.25 times. And what is the increase in terms of times as far as my profit is concerned? Increase in my profit in terms of times, friends, is 2.33 is increase in my profit. So meaning what? Meaning when my sales is increasing 0.25 times, when my sales is increasing in 0.25 times, my profit is increasing 2.33 times, and that is because of operating leverage. If I simplify it in terms of per unit, I would say, and you can see it here, that in terms of per unit, so what is going to happen is increase in my profit of 2.33. When there is an increase of 0.25 in my sales, increase in my profit is 9.33 times. And friends, that is the operating leverage. अब सवाल ये है कि क्यों हुआ और कैसे हुआ? Answer of course is very simple. Answer of course is very simple. Please remember why the China became the factory of the world. Why the China was famous for being cost effective, low cost producing goods country, and that is because unlike in India where we were focusing on licenses and control and controlling capacity production, the government were having those kind of policies. In China they were focusing on volume. So how this miracle happens कि आपकी sales 8 times बढ़ रही है और आपके profit 9 times बढ़ रहे हैं? How does it happen? It happens because remember, in our manufacturing we have two kinds of cost: fixed cost and the variable cost. Fixed cost remains fixed; it does not change even if you increase the output up to a point. After a point, by some amount the fixed cost will increase, but up to a point it doesn't increase. Variable cost will only increase. So when you increase the volume, remember what happens: the fixed cost that earlier was getting distributed over a smaller base is now getting distributed over a larger base. As a result of that, per unit fixed cost goes down. And when the per unit fixed cost goes down, and when you add it together with the variable cost, the total cost per unit also goes down. And that is what results in extraordinary profits when you apply the operating leverage. So friends, that is the magic of operating leverage, and that is the reason why today everyone across the globe is talking in terms of volume, and because volume helps you to reduce your cost, and when your cost is reducing by $10, by reducing your selling price by $2, also you will make more profit. And that is what China has done, and that is what everybody should also do. Friends, this is all about the operating leverage. So in case if you have any question on this, please go ahead, else we'll go to the next topic, and that is of GST.